pause the video, but this is a tier list video that I'll be doing. So more bills will be coming out later on during the week, obviously, and probably probably post some data tier list videos on News Hutch One as well. So stay tuned for those on News Hutch One. I'm posting this video on TVH Podcast as far as the data tier list from the showing off the sport records, some of the sport records and the most wealthiest athletes of all time. This is part one of this video. It's going to probably be several bills coming out today, and probably the Yu-Gi-Oh bills, if they don't come today, probably come tomorrow. So this one will be different for us the videos. So anyway, let's get to it. I gotta pull it up right now, but I'll show you the data tier bills. But stay tuned for the News Hutch 1 that are coming too. So here we go. Let's get to it. Okay, guys, here we go. NFL teams with the most wins. Here we go. Counting postseason included. In the NFL, postseason wins kind of postseason included. Yep. The Bengals will be much higher if Joe Burrow was not hurt as much this season and the seasons before. But yeah. There's Diamante's team, 480 wins, but they had a losing season again for third straight 3-13 season. But yeah, get the idea with that. Bills would be much higher if they didn't lose all their Super Bowl in the previous eras. Pretty much, they always won the Super Bowl. Pretty much. Hopefully they get there this season, but either way. And Miami's is kind of high for us to win. The win also not just there because the issue though, Tua might be traded. But I think Quinn is their starter going forward, but either way. Yeah, Minnesota just knocked off Green Bay too as well. A lot of wins, but they knocked off Green Bay. They kept them from getting a higher seed in the NFC right now. So Green Bay's in some trouble going into the postseason, but either way. Yeah, Kansas City would have had more wins if they had a different coach, but of course they got Andy Reid, so theirs is high too as well. Cleveland would have been much higher if they didn't have all those losing seasons and went through all those quarterbacks, as you can see. The wins would have been much higher. And analysis has been high too, as well. Hey, well, Jesus, for ever now, the Super Chat, what's up? Hey, Barrett, bro, with the Super Chat, what's up? What's good? What's up, Barrett? What's good? Cardinals would have been much higher. They didn't have that many seasons of losing and then too many quarterbacks. Detroit, a lot of wins, but they went through too many quarterbacks. Count Jared Goff included. Rams are high for their wins, as you can see. Commanders had a lot of wins, but all them losing season before they finally got Jalen Daniels, who did miss the rest of this season because of broken elbow. But either way, their wins would have been higher if they didn't go through many quarterbacks too. Eagles, their wins would have been much higher if they didn't get Jared Hurts. Their wins would have been low. They'd have been in the back of that data tier list. But either way, Giants, yeah, a lot of wins, but it would have been more if it wasn't for and then the Bears, they would have had way more than they'd have been the 4-digit win mark if it wasn't for going through too many coaches and quarterbacks until now. And then Green Bay has the most wins, as you can see. Would have been more if they didn't go through too many quarterbacks and then all the quarterbacks were backups and age was now on this side then. Okay, guys, here we go. Another 3-minute video. Let's see. Looking, I'm gonna find a 3-minute one. Okay, here we go. Team with the most Super Bowl appearances in AFL, NFL history. Houston has none, as you can see. Jacksonville has none. They've been to an AFC Championship game, but they've been there since 2015. Detroit hasn't won a Super Bowl yet either. Cleveland has none either. But Cleveland's last most recent Super Bowl was 1972. Cardinals been the one, but that was in 2010. They lost. They won to Pittsburgh. I remember that one. Tennessee been in that one in 2000, but they won that one. Then they lost the rematch to the Rams, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Chargers been the one. They'd have been the one since the early 60s, mid 70s. Carolina's been the two of them, 2003, 2004, 2015. Cam Newton era, but they haven't been there since, and now their playoff chances are dwindling right now this season. But it's been the two Super Bowls, but we already know what that second loss was. That was from New England, obviously. I should say it's been the three of them, but they lost to the Rams that year. That was 2021. Both been the four Super Bowls, but they lost all four different teams in the AFC, two in the NFC, pun intended. Minnesota's been the four, but they haven't won one. They lost all four of them to, I think, two, same way Buffalo did, two NFC, two AFC opponents. New York State was 1-1, but that was 2011. No, 2009, 2010. They lost that one 06, but they got that one in 09. Yes, they did. Jet had one, but they haven't been to the Super Bowl since the 37 minute age, trying to unleash this generation. Chicago's been the one. They haven't been there since the early 80s, the sound generation era. And lost one that was in 2000, the early mid 2010s. Seattle's been the one, but they lost two. Then one was to New England. Tampa Bay's been the two of them. Oh, let me rewind that so you can see Seattle's and Tampa Bay's. Chicago's been the one, but they haven't been the one since 2011. Seattle's won, but you know one of the two losses against New England. Tampa Bay has two Super Bowls, but one with Tom Brady and one. It was back in early 2000. I think it was 2002. Either way, Baltimore has 1, 2, 2000, 2012, but they haven't been there since 2013. Hopefully, we beat Pittsburgh tonight. They have their chance. But us has two Super Bowls, but one of those losses came against three losses came against the Chiefs. Also won in the four Super Bowls, lost to one to talking kind of fast. Be careful. Rewind that. I didn't see it from my new audience. Indianapolis has been the two, but one of those losses came in 09 to the Saints. The other one they won in 06. At another New England in the AFC Championship just to get this running off the Saints and won the rematches. But either way, it's been the five Super Bowls, but their most recent came in 2021 and 2003. It's been the two of them, but Dan Brady won one of them. If I'm not mistaken, and another player won it too. Washington had three Super Bowls, but they haven't been there since the early 60s. John Lewis's generation, number Gen X. Also, it's been there, but they haven't been there since the Boomer generation. There's been the three Super Bowls. One of those losses came against Seattle in 2012. Kansas City has four Super Bowls. But two of those losses against two opponents in the NFC, they were from counting the Buccaneers with Tom Brady included. Giants had most success for Super Bowls. Only loss came in back in the early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, that was against Baltimore. Anyway, Green Bay has four Super Bowls, but they haven't been there since 2011, Aaron Rodgers era. San Francisco has five Super Bowls, but one of those losses, two of those losses, three losses came against the Chiefs. Not surprising. Cowboys have five Super Bowls. They haven't been to the AFC Championship game since '95. They haven't been to a Super Bowl since. They haven't been to a Super Bowl since Jerry Jones' last coach, Jimmy Johnson. That's how long it's been. Pittsburgh and New England are tied, but all six of those were New England. New England holds that record. Well, all by the time Brady called Pittsburgh holds that record, but two of those four were won by Big Ben on his end, the other four were won by different quarterbacks. But either way. It's going to be Steelers against New England. No. Now, as far as bringing the Super Bowl record, and then me and Keys in the Super Chat, no. Is the 49ers trying to tie the record that New England and the 49ers trying to tie the record set up by New England and as far as the Super Bowl wins in Pittsburgh, yes, they're trying to tie that record, yes. And the Ravens play Pittsburgh tonight, yes. But Pittsburgh loses to Baltimore, and me and Keys in the Super Chat. Pittsburgh's eliminated. And it's probably one of the biggest meltdowns in NFL history. And Baltimore probably one of the greatest comebacks in the NFL turned to win the AFC North somehow. All right, 3 minute video. Let's get to it here. NFL team with most penalties this season currently. You don't see Baltimore on that list, I think. I could be wrong though, but either way. Start the video, I think it lagged. You see a lot of teams on the NFC that has the most penalties in the NFL. Cincinnati's on this list too. Don't see Baltimore on this list, so the penalties was never the issue for Baltimore this season. It was the past 2 seasons alone, but either way. Yeah, Carolina and Tampa Bay had a lot of penalties in their game Saturday yesterday. But Carolina had a crucial one that cost them there. But yeah, we're on that list. But yeah, we're on that list. Oh, I was wrong. We was on this list, but we don't lead the league in penalties. Maybe in the AFC, maybe, but not the league in penalties. Last 2 seasons we led the league in penalties. With 8th on this list. Let's tie for 8th. You don't know who's going to be on 1 once you see that in the video, by the way. Yeah, I'm probably on that list, but the least penalized team in the league, 8th least penalized team in the league, so that's good. That's worries me about New England too, because they're on this list too. If no, they're going to be the 1 seed in the AFC. Too many penalties. And penalties that can cost them their potential trip to the Super Bowl because too many honest mistakes, penalties wise. Pittsburgh, I'm surprised Pittsburgh on nothing. Surprising Pittsburgh's on this list. Indianapolis not surprising. They never led the league in penalties. I think it was a couple times years ago they led the league in penalties multiple times. Detroit's on the way, I'm not surprised, but those are all on the offensive and defensive end, so not surprising. Buffalo, I'm surprised Buffalo. That's what worries me about Buffalo, but there is a Buffalo Bills coming my homegirl prime month. Either way, penalties. Chargers on that list, that's shocking. They never led the league in penalties. Right behind the Packers, who at 5th, but either way. Atlanta, 4th on this list. Cleveland led the third most. The Jets and the Raiders are tied for the 2nd most penalties in the NFL. Goddamn. First of all, the Jets lost a lot of these games. They couldn't have a game home opener against Pittsburgh. That explains a lot then. Philadelphia has the most. Justin team has the most with 108. God damn, Justin. What's your team doing right now with them penalties, man? Minnesota tied for the 3rd most. And Houston, that's worries me about Houston team. They're posting their penalties too. They got the 2nd most. And they probably got the 2nd most penalties. Actually, they lead the AFC in penalties. In fact, that's closest to Baltimore. In Cincinnati, as far as the AFC, as far as the penalties. Least penalized team at least. 3rd least penalized team. Chiefs, I'm not surprised they're on this list, even with Patrick Mahomes for the injury. But to comment on that too as well, Patrick Mahomes is going to be out the rest of this season. He's going to be out for most of the next season. OJ Hill was laughing at Patrick Mahomes' injury and said trademark. I said, man, Mark, you didn't laugh. I didn't laugh about that either. Shut it, Jill. Wanted to comment on that too. Give him the smoke on that. Commanders on that list, I'm not surprised. That was out Jan Dell before and after Jan Dell, he broke his elbow. But either way, I'm surprised Chicago's on that. That's the worst thing about Chicago, when they run the penalties. Go at the NFC in this category, for now at least. Or the Giants lead the NFC and Bears are right behind them. Goddamn. Denver leads the AFC in penalties, I'm not surprised. Tennessee leads 2nd most penalties with that type of those. Only the Jaguars have more in the AFC in the NFL overall. Most penalized team in the league. Wow, that says a lot. Okay, guys. Stay tuned for those videos for News Hutch 1 because I'm probably going to be posting new ones from other data channels. For those later on during the week, stay tuned. Most richest MLB owners of all time. There we go. Most richest MLB owners of all time. I'm not surprised John Sherman's a billionaire. I'm not surprised by John Sherman on that for the Royals. Hopefully the Royals can get another ring on that thing in baseball these days. Don't want to waste probably with Junior's prime now. Catcher for Arizona, the Diamondbacks have a lot of money to sign players. I see. Yeah, the Yankees have money, but the issue with the Yankees though, they had the money. They ain't the issue. They got all these contracts they have to eat up. And they had to make some tough decisions, and are they going to trade Aaron Judge now? We shall see. We shall see. Till they do, I think the Yankees are going to be in a rebuild either way. Full rebuild. That's why we're Baltimore was for the previous season until now. And that we just revamped our whole offense and just got some more pitching either way. Really, so I'm not surprised Mark Tenzio has the most money in the National League in baseball. second most money in baseball in the National League, right behind the Dodgers. In terms of their GM, I wonder how much they got, but either way. John Wilson has the richest in the AL West. Not surprising. John, so that's our owner, John Sedler. Richest in the National League West. Looks like we got all this money to play players, including players required through the AL East. Not surprising. Brian Nutt has a lot of money, but they got to worry about paying Paul Skeens all that money. That's the concern there. Ray Davis, 3.7 billion. That's a lot of money. Jonah J. Fisher, 3.7. John Potter for Minnesota, but they need to get some more pitching and hitting now that Carl Burke's back for Houston. Though they'll replace that value either way. That's a cap hit on that contract either way. We're gonna do what dreams for the Cardinals. Thomas has Sprickets for the Cubs. That's where they got all that money. John S. Middleton for the Phillies got the most money in the National League East. Dave Rustin is our current owner for the Orioles. Owns at $5 billion. That's a lot of money. Paul Doan for the Guardians, 4.6, almost $5 billion. That's a lot of money. Archie Murray for the Angels, 5.1 billion. That's a lot of money. Need to get some pitching. And no, I am an Angels. We need to get some more pitching and hitting. You know, our catcher's on a 1 year deal. We had to turn. We had to pay him again. But either way, John B. Jones has the most in the National League with 5.4, and in the National League, John Ray with 5.7. So Boston has money to sign all the younger players in their prime years. In arbitration years, Montreal has the most in the National League. He said they have a chance to get more hitting and pitching because they only had one All-Star this season. Terry McGurk, 6.6 when we had money to sign all their younger players. So ain't gonna be the issue for Atlanta going forward here. Christopher Edge for Detroit, almost $7 billion. Mark Walters, $10.3 billion. Everett Rogers, $19.0 billion because of course he got money in bid marketing, and Steve Cohen at $23 billion even. The richest GM currently in terms of the money to sign their younger players. Okay, guys, find another 3-minute video here. Trying to see if I can find another 3-minute one. Okay, there we go. Okay. I'll say with the most playoff wins all time, regular season, postseason total. Okay, I'm just reminded. There we go. 6 playoff wins, 8 losses for Houston. 7 playoff wins, 10 losses for Arizona. Cut all the quarterbacks they used included. Jacksonville 50-50. That's 7-0. That's ACR. Detroit 9 playoff wins, 15, but they haven't won 3 straight playoff games since the early 70s, mid 60s. Carolina, 9 playoff wins, but they're about to miss the playoffs anyway because they lost Tampa yesterday. So Terry Trotz has to be 9-9 win the NFC South. Since there's 10 playoff wins, 16 losses on NFL because they have 10 wins with 14 losses, but all with different quarterback count managers, Brian, including New Orleans Saints, 10 playoff wins, 13 playoff losses. So a lot of losses, but half of those losses on the road, most in the NFL. Tampa Bay, 12 playoff wins, but only 13 losses, so they bet below 50-50. Same way with the Jets as well. They haven't made the playoffs though since 2010. They should get that done. They need to get themselves to 500 as far as playoff wins. Tennessee has a lot of playoff wins, but half of the losses on the road. Same with Cleveland too. Chicago too as well. You see, we got 18 playoff wins, but we haven't gotten to the Super Bowl since 2012. That's how long it's been. Either way. Miami has a lot of playoff, but they haven't won a game since Joe was just born on this earth. Minnesota, a lot of playoff wins, but half of those losses be close games on getting stomped on most in the NFL. Most lost postseason losses, as you saw, 32 even. Buffalo about to be 50-50. Colts about to be 50-50. If they can get their quarterback of the future, it'll be 50-50, and they hopefully get a Super Bowl to their rookie quarterback, whoever their quarterback is in next year's draft. Either way, Giants haven't been to the playoffs since 2023, but haven't won the Super Bowl since 2011. Commanders a lot of playoff, but they haven't won a Super Bowl since John Lee's in the Gen X generation. Also, the Raiders haven't won a Super Bowl since Ice Cube was a kid. And that was during the other quarterbacks era. That was during the 60s and 70s. Chiefs had the second most playoff wins in the AFC, I think, behind New England. Raiders have a lot, but they're 2 Bowl 500, as you can see. Philadelphia, over 500. Cowboys, all them wins, but the issue, though, they have been to the Super Bowl since Jair was just 6 months old. I was just a year old when Jair was born. The last time the Cowboys made the NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl, period. Green Bay has the second most postseason wins behind the 49ers, who have the most, as you can see. Most postseason wins in NFC and NFL history, going back to AFL-NFL merger. Here.
From bold beginnings, we've become a university that turns the impossible into the inevitable.
Highest paid managers from this year's baseball season. Here we go. Because Clayton McCall, the dude in the middle, he's a rookie skipper, so yeah. He's making chump change compared to right now, but either way. Mark Cubs got Oakland back to where they was, back to the AL prominence. Hopefully they can get a ring on some of their younger players' fingers right now. All the young. But obviously, it's a team sport, but either way. Yep. Yep. Yeah, former Oriole batting coach, and then he became the Giants skipper. Yes, he did. Sure did. His team both became the skipper for the Cardinals. Sure did. He's one of the league's highest paid catchers back in his day, and now he's a manager now. Yep. You see Aaron Boone on this list, not surprised, but the Yankees have won the World Series since 2010, but it's counting. Almost 16 years and counting. Couldn't get out of the AL first round this season. They make the World Series if you ever won. They lost to better team than the Dodgers. Not surprising. When he was with Houston, yes. That's what it was for Houston. That was before they let him go, and now he's with Boston, one of the league's highest paid general managers. But that's when he was with Houston then, before he got let go to Boston to be their manager. That's when he got suspended for 1 year because of violating MLB rules, but he's back now. Frank Council, not surprised, he's one of the league's highest paid general managers. He's been more proven to won a lot of games. Dan Rob, second only list and the most wealthiest. Skipper is one of the greatest general managers of all time. Greatest skippers of all time, Terry Francona. Greatest skipper of all time to even overcome surgeries and everything else. Especially knowing he had multiple heart procedures a while ago. And back surgeries a while ago. Okay, guys. Just want to get that video out, obviously. Stay tuned. More videos are coming today, obviously. Just wanted to show you that, obviously. I got more data channels filed on News Hutch 1, so stay tuned for those 3-minute shorts, obviously. Those are coming short after this video, but I want to post another video first, showing off the stats of other things first. Yeah, stay tuned for that video, guys. It's coming after this. Okay, guys, end the video right there. Notify me on my PSNs. You notify me on Cloud Gaming. You notify me on Tablet once I start making videos on my tablet. Once I get that, I gotta get that soon. That's when I get that. Either way, And you know where to find me on Facebook. You know where to find me on IG and TikTok and Twitch. I gave you all my Twitch which comes a couple days ago, obviously. So you know where to find me on all social medias pretty much. Okay, guys, end the video right there. Not a great rant, obviously, but that was a bit of what I just wanted to show this overall sport market for certain cities, pretty much data related, pretty much, or tier list, pretty much. Stay tuned for more bills coming at this, guys. Yeah, dudes, guys, stay tuned. Another bills coming at this. Deuces. Gotta edit this bill. Deuces.